This is my garage, and for the past few years, I've been slowly doing it up from what was basically a derelict cowshed. Now, well, we've actually got somewhere, but budget tools was on the agenda today. I have been down to my local Lidl to see what they had because I noticed on my Lidl app, because I'm 35 years old now and I have that, they had a delivery of basically cheap stuff. So I went down there. I'm going to get on today and see if these tools are any good. Now, I am no tool connoisseur, don't get me wrong, but I'll have a go for the money. Do you know what I mean? You'll buy it, see if it's any good. If not, chuck it in the bin. But let me first show you what I've bought. Oh yes, it's a Parkside extravaganza at Lidl. I know, I'm so excited, just like you guys. It will always have a... I've already said this. Much like anything or everything, basically, in this garage, I have bought cheap just to see how it is more than anything. Now, it's fine if you go and buy something expensive, insert expensive tool name here, you expect it to be good. Now, what I'm trying to actually find while buying these little bits and bobs is the good in sometimes cheap and nasty is basically what we're trying to do. So, got a full bag here, and I will be going through prices. This was actually, again, from my local Lidl. It's in the middle aisle of all places. So, the first thing I actually want to touch on is this. This is the multi-purpose tool. Now, I've wanted one of these. They're about £130 if you were to buy a DeWalt one, I think, and they go up from there or go down from there if you want to buy a cheap one from B&Q. Again, no tool connoisseur, but as I bring out the receipt, it was a whole £19.99 with £4 off multi-purpose tool. So, not bad, really. Not bad for something that, I mean, it looks all right. I'm not really sure. Again, I'm not actually sponsored by Parkside. I just seem to have a few bits in here, and I'll have a go for the money. For the sake of 15, 16 quid, we'll have a go. So, we'll put that to work. We'll see if how good it is and whether it breaks straight away. I will say, though, on here, for the money, warranty, 3-year warranty. That's all right. For 20 quid, well, it's not 20 quid because there's 4 quid off it, but like, you know, under £20, that's not bad. Let's see how good it is, shall we? So here we are. Parkside on the handle. Some people might say they don't like Parkside. I'm all for it if it's good and if it's cheap, you know, I'll have a go. So, what have we got in here? We've got a couple of tool bits in with the packaging. Got a couple of sanding bits. That's basically what I was after. When I did my Cayenne bumpers, I wanted a cutting tool, and that's what I was pretty much going to use. Something like that or something like that. Now, what I've actually done is, well, there's more in here. Look at this, there's loads. That's quite a good one for cutting. And that one. It's even got a tape measure on there. Look at that. And then the tool itself, not too heavy, not bad. It's even got a funnel. My understanding is you basically go like that. You'll throw this in. You can actually angle it wherever you like, just like the more fancy ones. Oh, that's a bit... I will say that's a bit flimsy. But it locks in all right. Quite nice. That's in there. Got the button here, on and off, and a speed setting at the back. Not that heavy, which is quite nice. Obviously, if you've got a power tool, you don't want to be too heavy, do you? Go with that one through some wood and see what it's like. Right, so I'm no professional, but here is a little bit of wood. Pallet, basically it's the offcuts from when I made that little bit of workstation there. Home Bargains, £1.99 for some goggles. Now, they're full-on goggles, they're not glasses. I'm an adult now and I have children, so I've got to say this. Wear some sort of safety gear. In fact, goggles, yes. Hand protection, it's up to you, innit? I'm going to use these, and I'm going to look like a bit of a one. Look like I'm going skiing. After I've said that, though, I've got no gloves on me. Anyway, it doesn't matter. My ear hurts. Wood cutting tool, it's in. Let's see if it just goes through this little bit of pallet wood well. Okay, so actually not that bad. That's gone through that bit of wood, and I've used a few of these, and that one's actually not that... Again, for the money, I'm going to say for the money, we're talking about money here, as I take my goggles off. We're talking about money here, right? 16 quid, that is. That is well worth 16 quid just to have, just in case, in the garage. Again, I would have cut bumpers for my Cayenne with that 100%. It's gone through that bit of wood really nicely, actually. Good old middle aisle. There is more saw blades. So these are actually $1.99 each. So that's not bad. $1.99 for that one. Sanding plate. There is another sanding plate there, but $1.99 for a backup sanding plate is all good. More triangle sanding sheets and another curved saw blade. Again, they're $1.99 each. I think for the money, that is a shout. Now, as I'm sat here, the next thing that I wanted to say is I have bought paintbrushes in the past from B&Q and other places, and these were in there. And paintbrushes are paintbrushes, aren't they? But I just think having a spare set, these were a grand total of $4.99. So $4.99, wooden handle, Parkside, all that sort of stuff. Just as, like, again, you throw them away for that money. I've paid over £10 for one in B&Q, so just having them on the shelf ready to go, just if you want to paint your car one day, you know. Paintbrush, actually not bad. Bristles are nice. Again, I'm no painting expert, but for the money, you just have them in your garage, just in case. So next up, I wanted to get some wall anchors. I will be, at some point, putting a TV in here, and I wanted to have a little stock of stuff. So this is what caught my eye today in the Lidl middle aisle. Hollow wall anchors. Again, if you're going into, again, I'm no professional tool guy or DIY, whatever. That's a shallow bit of wood on this wall. And it's all right to put, you know, little bits and bobs up. There's not too much weight on there. A TV's heavy, isn't it? So you actually have a 95-piece set. And again, I've wanted some of these, been in B&Q. They get relatively expensive quite quickly. As I bring out my trusty receipt, $5.99 for a 95-piece set. Well worth having. Again, I will be decanting these into this that I bought off Temu. If you didn't watch the last video, that was from Temu. It's like under 20 quid, well worth it. And for another $5.99, just going back to my receipt, wall anchor set, but it has the actual tool to put them in. So again, that's another thing. For the sake of $5.99, having that just to properly put them on the wall is going to be, you know, like, again, for a fiver, well worth having. Have to use a few of these just to make sure it stays up and doesn't fall on the car that's in here. So I sit on my, I think this, it's not in there at the moment in Lidl because I bought it a while ago now. It's actually really good to just, like, when you're cleaning a car and you want to kneel down. I've had kneeling pads that have destroyed, and kneeling on this, it's just nice. Again, I'm an old man. It was like 15 quid. Well worth having. Again, cheap. It might break, whatever. It was 15 quid. Next up, though, ruler set. Basically, I needed one of these the other day when we were actually doing the flooring on here. And that was, as we come back to the Lidl's receipt, $2.99. So $2.99, and we have a few, well, 3 metal rulers. Again, could have done with these when marking the flooring, but it's fine. No, actually, as I threw them down there, actually quite sturdy. Again, £1 each they are, £1 each. So, something that I really could have done with when I was doing this flooring. Mainly because this is, again, an old cowshed, and the floor space is a bit all over the place. Especially this wall, it is literally the worst wall to do anything with. I could have really done with one of these. This was £2.50. £2.50. So you've got a locking system. Basically, you've never seen one of these. You go up to something and you can push against it, and it will give you the contouring lines, and then you can lock it in place, mark it out on whatever surface, flooring, whatever, and it would actually do a better cut than the one I did or tried to do here. That is another really, really important piece in, you know, any garage. I think even if you're working on cars, just stuff like this would work. Not necessarily this in a sense, but metal rulers and just having them spare for £1. Last up, but no means least, when I was putting this in, I could have really done with one of these. It is a stepped drill bit set. Mainly because I was doing a lot of tucking wires behind other things and threading them through and all that sort of stuff. So I could have really done with bigger to smaller because I was doing so much of it. Mainly through thin bits of wood. But that was, you know, it was easy to install, don't get me wrong, but it would have been so much easier with some of these. These were, as we go back to the receipt, just took them out of the packaging to show you guys. Bit of a closer look if you want to have a look. Quite heavy, actually. Nice. Nice. Yeah, 3 of them, $4.99. in the workshop, or, well, workshop, is this a workshop? The garage, just in case I need to make a hole in something, or a stepped hole, or whatever you need. Multi-holes, different sizes, all that good stuff. So all in all today, we have spent £52, £51 and 39p on all this. Was it worth it? Let me know in the comments below. What I'm going to probably do is actually use these tools when and if I need them, and then I will get back to you with how good they were. For the sake of 50 quid, having these few bits in the garage, is it worth it? Let me know in the comments below if you want to see any more videos like this. We'll see you on the next one.